the 18th time I keep getting phone calls, people bother me. Got a 2014 Dodge Challenger. It's the fuckboy car. The heat's not working. Now, I'm going to get a shout out to Brothers Auto Sales up in South Carolina, because, man, they are ensuring that this person is taken care of. So the guy bought the car. The customer realized the heat's not working, brought it to me, diagnosed it, and he called the dealership. The dealership's going to fully take care of everything. So, you know, that's a lot. That's like a lot right there from a dealership. Normally it's like, fuck you, buy as is, get off the lot. I'm going to show you how to check the blend doors with scan data only. Now you can go as far as checking the wire integrity and ensuring that you're getting some type of voltage signal through the connector, but I gotta make this pretty quick because I got a lot of other cars to do. But the main thing is what this answers. If I can see information through the PID data or the HVAC module, what that's telling me is that their signals going out, it just doesn't have any feedback coming back in. So there's some issues with the servo motor, and I'm gonna explain that right now. So I got the key on, engine off. Before you replace this, it'd be a good idea to let the car cool, because for the blend door, the what do you call it thing? The heater core. Yeah, the heater core is right there by the blend door, and this is gonna be a pain in the ass because of the excessive heat. The car is well warmed up or not. But here we are in the HVAC PID. I'm going to go down to find the mode door. So we got potentiometer voltage, blower speed, temperature, potential. Okay, here we go. So we need this. We need actual position, target position. So this is the one that's, I'm going to get the selected. Here we go. So this is the one that's in question that we're going to replace. We're going to find the redirect, the front mode. We're going to take this also, target and actual, and selected state. We're going to pull those PIDs up, and I'm going to take the ones that is not in question. I'm going to check those boxes so we can know what I'm looking at here. Alright, so this is what's happening. Alright, so we got the mode door that will select the levels, the vent, floor, etc. Then we got the blend door up here that will control the heat. Now, one thing you want to check, since this one is working, I'm going to go to the mode door and show you how that works. So here's our mode door here. When I move this position, you have a desired position because this potentiometer is going to desire a position. Now it's up to the servo to perform feedback for the actual position. So I'm going to move this. This is currently at 100%. I'll move it to the left now, and it should change. The desired position should actually change, or the target position. So I'm going back, and the actual position will reflect. So it should be around 25, which it is. And I'm going to go to 0. Well, it's at 6, that's auto. So I'm at 0, and it's reflecting. The one in question, the blend door, should do the same thing if it's working properly. Blend door is here in the middle. I'm at 100% now because I'm at full height, which is reflective from the potentiometer, which is good. Now I'm going to turn it left to cold. Our target position should change, and our actual position should reflect. So I'm turning left now to 50%. Alright, so now it seemed to be more reflective of degrees versus percentage like the other one, but it's at 60 degrees now, and the actual position is not reflective by any means. So what that tells me is that there's signal going out to request it, but there's no action from the component or the part itself to actuate, move, to provide its output back to the module here. So this needs to be replaced. I already have the part. Part's pretty reasonable, about $60 or so, depending on where you go. But I'm going to get this installed here, and where I'm going through, I'm going to take this panel off and show you what it looks like in the area. And if I have the time, I'll be able to go through the repair, but you know how I am. So I took a column off here. That's this joker right here, and this pops right out. Slide that out. There's a Phillips head down here, and down at the bottom there's another Phillips head right there. And pry this panel off. We'll have a little more exposure. We'll pull these off here. Off to the side. I'm going to take this shield off here. Look like 10mm bolts. Get that removed, and we'll have better access. And then I'll take this cover off from the bottom also. So I got everything off. This is where we need to be. So we got the, let's see if I can get up in here. So if you see this one here, that's going to be the mode door, if I recall properly. And that up there is the blend door. We got to replace those brass looking screws. Those are the ones that we're going to have to pull out to get this unit out. And they are like Torx bit. So when I pull it out, I'll show you what that's looking like. The connector's at the top there, that red looking thing. It's like them little two eyes sitting up there. That's the connector. You gotta lift that up and push the tab in the middle and pull out. I got the old one out. This is the old one here. Here's the new one. We're going to get this installed in reverse order. So there's 3 bolts, or T20 bolts. So you got here, here, and here. Now when you put this in, let me see if I can get it. It does have a mark here to where it needs to be sitting in a particular place. So it is orientation specific. Alright, let's get this knocked in reverse order, and we'll look at the PID data. Bear with me with the noise here. Maybe they can push the wrong button. Alright, before I get the everything working again, I'm going to go through a calibration test. I'm going to go through active test here, and while I'm getting everything installed, what was it? Let me go back. Where was it? Recirculating actuator. System check. Here you go. Alright. Actuator calibration test. This function will move all of the HVAC doors and their limit to determine the travel. Okay. Alright. I'm going to let this do its thing and get everything installed, and we'll go from there. Alright. I'm still trying to get everything done. It took about 60 seconds, but this is the end result after doing the calibration test here. So I do know one of the actuators are bad for the fresh air. Not a big deal, because we just need the heat working here. So I'm going to go to OK, and when I finish getting everything back, then we'll test the heat. Bear with me with the noise here. So I'm going to check the codes. If there's any present, we're going to clear them. And we're going to clear those out of there. No, the engine's not off. Alright, let me go back and clear it. Make sure that's gone. Cool. Now that code just originated from me disconnecting everything. We're going to go to live data now. Let's see if we have any engine cooling. Now the Evap temperature sensor is going to be the determiner if our issue is fixed. And I don't have the heat on. The Evap temperature sensor resides in the HVAC box, and when you cut the air conditioner on or the heat on, it's going to give you the temperature of the airflow coming out the vents. So this is an integral sensor also to monitor the air conditioning, because that will, and with these new vehicles, in most cases, regulate the thermostatic temperature of the HVAC, the air condition. So when you cut your air conditioner on, the temperature is going to be regulated with that Evap temperature sensor. So what we installed was the main left actuator, and we can already see a huge difference right there. It's at 80%. I'm going to go to 100%. Turn it all the way to the right, so it's at full height, and now we actually have reflection to the actual position. So our desired changes, and the actual or the servo motor translate, so it works out. I'm going to go back to full cold, and we see the actual position dropping. So this is working. I'm going to turn on full height. Turn the blower motor on. We don't have engine temperature, but we're going to look at our Evap temperature sensor. Let's see if that started to increase. So it went up 2 degrees. Give it a little gas. It is warm. The Evap temperature sensor isn't going to be like the direct temperature in the HVAC. So I mean, I know what I said, you know, it is in the HVAC box, but I'm just trying to keep from using my laser thermometer, and I'm just going off of here, so to ensure that I am accurate in what I replace. So the temperature is rising. I mean, and I can feel it's getting hotter. Starting to warm up in this car here. So basically, as the HVAC increases, the temperature here is going to increase. And don't hold me on it, but this Evap temperature sensor again is going to be right at the evaporator, not in the direction of the overall air travel. So it could be, but it can't be. So I'm not sure how this one works, but the Evap temperature sensor on the vehicles that I usually work on are right there at it. And when you change the direction of the blend door, it changes direction to the heater core. So it's just not, it's not going to pull any, it's not going to get a temperature reading for the heater core, but it's only going to get a temperature for the evaporator. And being that the overall HVAC housing is changing temperature, that is going to correlate also to a degree. So car's fixed, everything's good. No cheaper than what this servo or blend door actuator, wherever you want to call it, no cheaper than what this is. It was a very simple replacement, 3 bolts, it's in and out within an hour, so it's not a big deal. We just looked at the PID data, looked at the desired versus actual position. It showed that there was no correlation with the two, and it's pretty much a safe assumption to go ahead and eject a part at it, you know, if somebody wants to try it, because these aren't that great. So I don't blame people for just throwing a part at it. if, you know, nobody wants to like literally diagnose it, which is not understandable, but I got you. But hey, you know, anything can happen. The world's full of infinite possibilities. This could take a crap. And I offer 1-year warranties on my replacement, so it won't be the first, it won't be the last if I have to put another one in there within a year. But you're not gonna know if you're not subscribed. Hit that link, subscribe, have that reinsurance of my work, and so on to the next one.